And I just think that's indicative of who Dillon is, game in and game out. When the game's on the line, there's no moment too big, no moment too little. He's never too high, never too low. And it really showed up for us this past season.
It's the best podcast available on the best possible weather day of rookie minicamp I think you could ask for. A little bit of chill in the air, but an otherwise beautiful day. And we welcome you to another edition, which we are taping on Friday, the 9th of May, after the Browns just wrapped up their first day of rookie minicamp. That is Jason Gibbs. My name is Andrew Siciliano. After so many people requested post-combine that we're side by side, standing next to each other again, Gibby, I'm glad you agreed to do it.
Hey, you're the least I can do for you, my friend. The least that I can do. And by the way, it is a perfectly beautiful day.
It is amazing.
I did find the 6 feet of shade where it was about 40 degrees for Cleveland Browns Daily earlier, if you ask my host.
And Zaguro is still complaining.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Fine. They came out of the shade into the sun to watch a good practice eventually.
Yes, and by the way, practice maybe not over for a couple people out here.
So if you can and feel you don't have
I can
to
move
zoom,
over.
Please don't do it. But right back here, without his number 12 jersey on, that is Shedeur Sanders getting some post-practice work in. Let's talk about the quarterbacks, because obviously every one of the Browns drafted rookies is here, including Mason Graham wearing 94, and Carson Schlesinger wearing 49, and Harold Fandon wearing 88, and Dylan Sampson 22. You get my point. Dillon Gabriel number 5. Shedeur Sanders is wearing number 12, except obviously Sands' jersey right now. The focus is on the two quarterbacks. I'm not trying to just be overly unfair, whatever. I'm not just trying to put the ball in the middle of the fairway for the sake of not taking an opinion here. They both look good day one. Trying to get my words out. You get my point. They both look good day one. They both look like quarterbacks who played a lot of college ball. Gabriel at 3 schools and Shedeur Sanders at 2 schools. They both won. They're both pros when it comes to the college game, and I thought they both threw the ball well and handled themselves well day one.
Absolutely, considering that they arrived 24 hours ago. They've had a lot thrown at them. They've been in meetings, orientations, equipment fittings, just trying to get the lay of the land and how things work. And they've been in the building since 7 a.m. on Friday morning when they had orientation for the weight room and what's expected there, workouts, walkthroughs, and then an hour and a half practice. And they did exceptionally well.
All of us, and I know all of you, have been asking the same question: how is this going to work, and who is going to win the job? We don't know. It's May 9 right now. It's a long time between now and week number 1. It's a long time between now and training camp. If you are keeping score at home, don't. Okay? But if you want to know, we could tell you Dillon Gabriel took the first snaps in 11 on 11. I could tell you he probably did that because he was the 3rd-round pick at 94, and Shedeur Sanders was the 5th-round pick at 144. And that is how I expected it to go. They both got the same amount of work in 11 on 11 and 7 on 7. I thought they both threw the ball well, truly. It's too early. It's May 9, and Kevin Stefanski just said the exact same thing on the podium. So do not read that much.
Exactly. It's only 2 of the 4 quarterbacks in the room.
Right.
Let's
Kenny
relax
Pickett's not here.
bit.
Joe Flacco's not here. At least they're here, but not out on the field.
Yes, the veterans aren't here this weekend, though. Everybody will get all acclimated with each other on Monday. We'll throw them all in, and let's see what happens.
Dillon Gabriel throws a nice ball. We have told you that. He throws the intermediate ball really well. Gets the ball out quickly. You can see him go through his progressions. His head is always moving. He looked very, very comfortable. Shedeur Sanders' first snap in 11 on 11 was from under center. A little bobble coming away from center, which is often the case with college quarterbacks that work predominantly in a shotgun system before they got here. But you also got to consider you're taking a snap from a guard playing center who is also fighting for a roster spot here. Those things are to be expected. First play, 11 on 11, bobbled the snap, kind of backpedaling. The rush was there. He lofted it towards the sideline. You go, oh boy. And then from that point on, he got in a rhythm. And yes, he was more comfortable talking Shedeur out of the shotgun. But when he was in the gun, 11 on 11 and 7 on 7, got the snap, got that ball out quickly, showed good zip on the ball. I thought he was impressive.
He was very impressive. Both guys, they throw the ball with ease. And they can throw it a great distance, both of them, with ease. There doesn't look to be a lot of, throwing your whole body into throwing a pass. They knew where they were going with the football. They knew they had to make plays, and they did. And they made plays to wide receivers, to tight ends. One guy that we didn't talk about earlier, Harold Fannin Jr.
Yep.
I'm going to keep bringing him up. It happens.
Yeah,
you got to deal with it. But he looked really good today. Again, we're throwing on air, but the guys are making plays when they needed to make plays.
Yeah, I know you're going to probably look back at this and say, hey, of course all the rookies look good day number 1. They did.
Yeah.
They really did. And we're not even talking about Mason Graham, who's wearing number 94, the white defense was wearing white today, nor Carson Schlesinger. Schlesinger really moved well. It's hard to get a good read on Mason Graham. I mean, look, defensive linemen aren't really doing much here. No one's going to the ground. But they both were comfortable on the podium. They've both been great in the building. Check out Browns Social as well. And all early returns good. We got all the focus on the quarterbacks here. I want to pick it up on the running backs for a second. Let's not forget about those two guys as well. A second-round pick and a fifth-round pick, Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson. The quarterbacks maybe didn't have a lot of interaction, right? Talking to Tommy Reese and Kevin Stefanski and Bill Musgrave between snaps here. Right, getting little finer coaching points about playing quarterback. These running backs over here, when they worked out pregame or pre-practice with Deuce Staley, Quinshon Judkins, and Dylan Sampson, had some great energy. I think they're going to be a fun tandem to watch. Already pushing each other, already jawing with Coach. It was cool.
Yeah, no. And their personalities both come out. I mean, we've had time with both guys. You're going to hear from both guys here in the coming weeks on the best podcast available. But that's a fun running back room. And those guys, I mean, we watched when they were going through the high stepping and then the sprinting. I think Judkins got the best of them the first couple times. But, like, spirited, good, fun practice. Saw some fullbacks.
Yeah.
How about a little fullback?
Yeah.
I like a little
fullback action.
But two guys that are really, I think, going to take this running back room to a different level than it was a year ago.
And this only a couple of hours after Browns GM Andrew Berry was on the radio with our friend Ken Carman this morning on 92.3, and he said it is, his words, quote, increasingly unlikely, end quote, that Nick Chubb will be back. Not exactly a surprise after the Browns took two running backs they expect to use a lot this coming season in the draft. The door is still open because Berry said he would never close it. My takeaway from it, Gibby, it sounded like, listen, if we have an injury, if it's August to September, we need somebody else. If Nick is still out there, undoubtedly staying in shape, a year removed from the knee injury, and AB said the foot injury is healing fine. Yeah, the door is still open. I just don't know that it's likely.
Yeah, I get it. It sucks.
It's hard to take.
Because Nick's done so much for this franchise. And don't think the people in the building behind us aren't appreciative of all he's
Everybody
brought
is, and every
to
fan
this.
is as well.
Yeah, but unfortunately it reaches a business point. And you need two sides, to tango when it comes to a contract. And, maybe Nick's looking out for his best interest. Maybe the team's looking out for their best interest right now, as it stands on May 9th. A lot can happen. Nick Chubb's not with another team yet. Let's see how it all shakes out.
And listen, if he does find another team, I want Nick Chubb to find the best success possible.
Yes.
Because all of us, all of you, I don't want nothing but the best for that guy. I want it to be here. Let's play make-believe. If the Browns were to sign Nick Chubb tomorrow with two young running backs ready to go, with two young, productive, dynamic, you hope, running backs ready to go, and with Jerome Ford still on the roster, obviously, who had his moments and has had them the last 3 years, the first 3 years of his career, it's fair to ask, you only have one football. Like, how many carries are there for Nick Chubb?
Sure.
But I'd still love to have him back. Both can be true.
Yeah.
I just don't know right now that it's going to happen.
Exactly. And especially you have other needs at other positions that you have to fill. And now you've got a pretty crowded running back room. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Kind of like the first day of school for all of these rookies, including one of the quarterbacks who wore 11 at UCF, who wore 8 at Oklahoma and at Oregon.
Look at you remembering all this.
I had to look it up this morning. I
all
forgot
right.
about the UCF one. But is now wearing number 5 here for the Browns. And earlier today, Gibby, you get credit for setting this up. Had a really cool sit-down with not only the quarterback, but a familiar face from his past. All right, this is kind of cool. I think this is also a first. We got Dillon Gabriel here, the Browns' third-round pick. And Dillon, you want to introduce the guy up there on the screen?
Yep, the best head coach in college football, Dan Lanning.
Dan Lanning, the head coach of the Oregon Ducks. Coach, how are you? Thanks for doing this.
I'm doing great. Doing great. Good to see you guys.
What does it feel like? What does it mean to you and your program to see this guy right here, a third-round pick? You're smiling here on his kind of first day of school here at rookie minicamp.
I'm so excited for him. This guy's worked his off for so long to be in the position that he's in, and he makes us really proud here at Oregon, I can tell you that.
What does it mean to be a Duck in the NFL?
It means a bunch, you know. I think the year we had, but also just the people in that community and that whole organization, just how much they care, makes it that much more meaningful, you know, being able to represent them.
You're kind of used to the first day of school. You did it at UCF, you did it at Oklahoma, you did it at Oregon. Specifically, what did that first day of school and that one season there in Eugene do to set you up for this moment this weekend?
So much. You know, I even go to as little as verbiage, you know, and the language that I was able to learn within that building with Coach Stein, Coach Lanning, but also just the way to work, you know, a professional atmosphere that Coach provided, and then everyone just adopting that mentality. And that's why it's been a smooth transition again here in Cleveland. A lot for me to learn, but I think just being set up and prepared in that way, being able to, you know, have that in college is huge for me now.
Hey, Dan, you had seen him obviously at Oklahoma and at UCF, but when he got to campus, when did you know that Dillon had it, whatever it is?
I think one of the best things Dillon did, I recognized it early, and I mean, you could already see who the player was on film, but one of the best things he did is how quickly he connected with the people in the building, you know, and I'm not talking about just the players, his ability to connect with our equipment staff, his ability to connect with janitorial staff, like whoever's in the building. Dillon's that guy that when you walk in the room, you feel really special that you get the opportunity to have a conversation with him. And if you don't create that conversation, Dillon's going to create it with you. He's going to walk up to you and introduce himself. And, you know, you talk about people from the island using the word Ohana, like Dillon lives that every day.
What does Ohana mean to you?
Not to quote Lilo and Stitch, but it is family, you know. It's just a way of life. You know, that's how I grew up. It's natural to me. It's just who I am, and I try to display that by just being myself. So it's good to be able to represent Hawaii as well, and something I'm very proud of.
Part of the, I think, fitting in and assimilating and getting to know everybody, Coach, like you said, was the minivan. When I was there for a game last year in Eugene, everybody was talking about, almost like you're an Uber driver, right? That you got a minivan. You didn't get the sports car with your NIL money. You got the van to take your teammates around campus to get to know them.
Yeah, it was a unique way to, you know, just be a representation of kind of who you are. And I think, you know, me going into Oregon, knowing that I had to, you know, gain the team over in a genuine way, I thought it was a fun way to do so. You know, and for me, I'm no better than anyone, even though I played quarterback and, you know, touched the ball every single snap. So that meant I'm not too big or too small for anyone, and I just take advantage of every opportunity by being myself.
Dan, did you get a ride in the van?
I never rode in the van. I saw the van a lot because Dillon spent a ton of time in that building, but I saw a lot of other people riding in the van, which was great.
Is the van here? Can you ship the van from Hawaii?
It's a mystery right now, but we might have a trick up our sleeve.
Really?
Might have one, so we'll wait and see.
Okay, but you talk about like getting to know everyone and trying to blend in. You got out of the car, I think it might have even been a van yesterday in front of the building, with a Guardians hat on. Are you now a Guardians fan, Dillon Gabriel?
Well, one, Joey Cantillo, the pitcher.
Hawaiian.
A close friend of mine, so excited to see him again. But then also, you know, I'm headed here to Cleveland, so went to my nearest lids, got me a Guardians hat. I know the Cavs are doing well too, so maybe there's a Cavs hat in my near future.
As we record this, by the way, the Cavaliers are down 2-0 heading into Indiana for Game 3, so fingers crossed here.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, come on that one. You said that you are built for this? Before you answer this, Dan, how is, because he's walking into a crowded quarterback room, I'm talking about you in the third person here, sorry, Dillon. How is he built for this?
When everybody I talk to in this draft process, the first word I always use with Dillon is poise. I remember we were playing Wisconsin this year, and all week in practice we talked about, hey, in the third quarter when this jump around song comes on, it's gonna be like our fuel, right? We're gonna start jumping around like crazy. I didn't realize at the time we were gonna be down in the game. It was gonna be 4th and 9, right? And we're about to go step out in the field, and there's and during this moment, Dillon had an unwavering focus about what he was about to do. And we run a play, and it's actually a busted play. And Dillon does an unbelievable job of escaping and delivering a pass to Terrence Ferguson through a really tight window. And I just think that's indicative of who Dillon is, game in and game out. When the game's on the line, there's no moment too big, no moment too little. He's never too high, never too low. And it really showed up for us this past season.
How are you built for this, man, with the crowded quarterback room you're walking into?
I've done it all my life, and for me, it's my new challenge, but it's also refreshing. It's a new opportunity and one I look forward to. There's a bunch of guys in this room, and you can learn from anyone, and I look forward to doing so. But my competition is myself yesterday. How can I be better? Every single day, and as long as I keep that focus and try to continue to do that, I should be just fine.
All right, before we talk a little bit more about that, Dan, I know what you used to do, or still do, is you like to play the song, the music, whatever it is, jump around, of the team that you're getting ready for, like you just said. Have you asked Kevin Stefanski to play Renegade yet, potentially before Steeler Week?
I haven't, but maybe we need to adopt that same
You want to do that?
deal. Yes, I think that'd be a good idea.
All right, let's go back to draft night. We've seen the video. You that morning with a bird call,
Yep.
where you said the bird said back to you that you were going 94.
Yep.
Did you know?
Well, I'll just say this. It was kind of a metaphor, like, a little birdie told me, So
birdie told you.
Yeah, so I kind of used that. But, yeah, it's still a mystery. I think it's funny that had gotten out, but it's there. And, just felt strongly.
How did you? Well, you and Kevin Stefanski clearly hit it off, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think, he reminds me a lot of coaches that I've had success with, and just a guy who gives ownership and responsibility to his players, very mature, and I say that in the coaching style, and you just get that right when you have a conversation with him. So I'm excited that I was able to, walk into that and be able to learn from the best.
You also have Oregon legend Bill Musgrave here
I do.
as well. Is he telling you stories of his glory days?
He is, and definitely a lot of funny ones, but I think even that is such a cool way of being able to connect, us sharing, Oregon and all the stories, and, even when he came down on my private visit, he was able to come back home and visit and see the big changes at Oregon. So it was good, and, I'm excited to work with him as well.
Dan, what does the Oregon quarterback tradition mean being continued by this guy?
Yeah, he carried it on. I'm really proud of what Dillon was able to do here. And there obviously is a storied tradition here of guys that have come and played at Oregon and done unbelievable jobs in their career here and then let it carry over to the NFL. A lot of guys having success. So Dillon's just furthering that legacy for us.
And Dillon, finally here, when you step on the field for the first time, rookie minicamp, what will it mean to start that journey, and what do you expect here for your rookie season?
A lot of excitement, obviously. Excited for this new challenge and this new journey, but also, for me, I just look forward to creating value, and that's in every single way, and in the locker room, on the field, and just what I bring every single day. So, you create value, create impact, and you find ways to help the team win, and that's in any role that ends up happening.
Dan, I'm sure you've done this via text or maybe even a phone call, but you got a final message for this guy?
I love you, brother. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you do, man. You're the best out there, so just keep doing your thing. Be you.
Appreciate you. Love you.
Dillon Gabriel, impressive young man. By the way, I love the energy between him and his coach.
Yes.
As well.
He's an intense man.
Yes.
Coach Lanning is
Dan Lanning intense in a good way.
He's intense in a good way. And I appreciate all the Oregon SID people helping
Yes.
us line that up.
What do you think, by the way, of Kevin Stefanski playing Renegade? Did you catch that? Because I asked Gabriel if he wanted to play Renegade because Lanning played, everyone else's song.
I play Renegade the Monday after we beat the Steelers.
Okay.
That's when I play my Renegade.
Have we had this conversation that I thought it was overrated?
Yeah, I know you.
Should I not have this conversation on camera? I don't care.
They screwed it up the last time they did it.
Okay.
In Pittsburgh. It
was underwhelming this past year.
Drives me crazy.
Do we agree it was underwhelming?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
but
not
they
off-season
screwed it up.
smack
It's Pittsburgh.
talk.
They screwed things up.
I'm saying. All right, so day one of the books, a rookie mini camp. We're going to have another practice on Saturday and on Sunday as well. Media will be here, including yours truly, on Saturday as well. So we'll have more coverage of Browns rookie mini camp as we continue. So please stay tuned to all Browns platforms for continuing coverage of your new Browns out here on the field. For Jason Gibbs, I'm Andrew Siciliano. This is like twins all over again. It is the best podcast available.